Welcome to Math Mini Lessons, and in today's lesson, we're going to explore the exterior angle theorem with triangles. We're going to push our thinking for today and thinking about exterior angles and use what we know about the interior angles of a triangle, meaning these three inside. Let's actually name them. So we have them. We have angles A, B, and C. Those are my interior angles inside a triangle, and we know that the measure of these angles is going to be 180 degrees. We did that in the last lesson. If you need a review, just go back to that video. But we're going to talk about the exterior angle, and that means an angle that is outside of my triangle, and I'm going to call this angle D. So it's out here. So what do you notice about angle D and C? Look really carefully at the two of them together. You'll see that the two of them also make a straight angle of 180 degrees. So angle D plus angle C is equal to 180. So I'm going to make a push, and I'm going to push our thinking for a little bit. Since we know that angle C is the same in both, if I took out this angle here, if I had 180 degrees and I subtracted that little angle, same thing. Would it be any different than if I had these two and I subtracted this angle? Be left with the same thing. Let me try and make it more clear for you, math marbles. If I have C in both of these two equations, they're both exactly the same. I'm going to eliminate them for a second. Just don't look at them. It would tell me that these two angles here, A and B, is congruent to D. Why? Because A plus B plus C makes 180. So if I took away the C, I would just have A plus B. And D plus C equals 180. And if I took away the D, that's all I would be left with. So it's the same. They're both equal to each other. So my exterior angle, angle D, is equal to the measure of my other two angles. So this, I'm going to color it in. This one here is the same measure as this angle plus this angle. And we're going to look at them mathematically. So let's try it using actual numbers. Over here we have a triangle, for example, 1. We have two angles. So let's actually name it A, B, and C. And we do not know this angle over here, angle D. Here's our angle D. If I just wanted to know what C is, so if I just wanted C, I could just do 75 plus 36 plus C equals 180. You would add these two up. You would subtract the 111 on both sides, and you would get C is equal to 69. And then if you really wanted to, and I've seen lots of kids do this, some kids go, if I know that this is 69 here, couldn't I just do 180 minus 69 to get angle D? You absolutely could, and you're still going to get 111. Because it's the same number. You're subtracting and adding the same 69. So rather than do these two steps, and I've seen kids do this, I see some kids go and say, well, let me figure out what C is first, and then I'll just do 180 minus C to get that other angle. Instead of doing that, you can just go and use this theorem and say angle D, my exterior angle, D is my exterior angle, is equal to the other two angles in my triangle. So angle D is equal to the measure of 75 plus 36. Angle D is equal to 111. You choose, math marbles. Which of these two methods would you have rather done? For understanding, I see why a lot of kids start with this, but our goal is to get to this part because this method is more efficient and fluent. Let's pause and jot this down into your notes. Now we're gonna try a spicier version because I know some of us were like, that was easy, miss. I got those numbers. Let's do this. Let's figure out this exterior one. And notice now we're dealing with not just angles. As regular numbers, they're written as expressions. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm still gonna label it A, B, and this nice adjacent angle, C. So I'm always gonna call angle C the one that is right next to my exterior angle, D. And I'm gonna use that same method. Angle D is equal to angle A plus angle B. All right, not the one touching. I'm going to make it equal to the other two. In this case, we're going to substitute all our expressions. So 19x plus 3 is equal to 9x plus 16 plus 6x plus 15. And now we're going to just use our algebra skills that we've been working on so hard. Let's use our proximity, just put things closer to each other. And now I can combine like terms. This is just 15x plus 31. On the other side, I have 19x plus 3. From this part, if you need a little help with this, remember this is about having variables on both sides. We want to get all the variables to the same side. So make a decision, doesn't matter which one it is. I'm going to choose to put all the x's on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 15x from both sides. And that leaves me with 4x plus 3 is equal to 31. Again, I want to keep my notes organized, so I'm going to transfer over here. Because organization matters. What we do anywhere is what we do everywhere. And again, I want to, now it's a two-step equation. We know how to work this out. So let's subtract. Isn't it funny how just organizing our notes allows us to really think about what we're going to do, and it keeps us more calm? So I'm going to subtract there, and I have 28 on this side. 4x is equal to 28. It's a one-step equation now. So I'm going to use my inverse operation. And x is equal to 7. This is an x. It is not my interior angle. It is just the x. But now I can use that x to plug in and find out the value of my exterior angle. So I'm going to have 19x plus 3. And now I'm going to substitute 19 times 7 plus 3. And that will give me 133 plus 3. And so this angle is equal to 136. That is the value of my exterior angle. So we're going to hit pause there just so we can jot this down into your notes. And luckily I also put the little steps here on the side so you can see them. I used my theorem. So I knew my angle D, well, A and B made D. I actually substituted them, and then I solved for my equation. You're not going to be an expert just watching this. You're actually going to have to do the math if you want to get better at it. So let's get some practice in, and I will see you in the next lesson, Math Marbles.